so many more of us versus them. There's no way they can take us.
But they have baseball bats, Jason. What are you going to do? Hit them with your kid? Hi, I'm Steve, and this is Then You Ruined It, a podcast where me and Jason try to get through just 20 minutes of human interaction without, well, ruining it. Buckle up, folks. It's going to get bumpy.
Buy me some peanut and Cracker Jack because I took myself to a ball game.
Nice.
And my family. I didn't just go by myself. That would be sad.
No, hey, no. There are few things more enjoyable than going to a baseball game alone. It's phenomenal.
Okay, well, a major league game, yes. I really don't see myself enjoying a minor league baseball game by myself. It's very much a family environment, and if you're there just to enjoy a game by yourself, you've done wrong. But luckily I didn't. I brought the family because it was school night. And so all of the different schools in the area were doing the team is called the Richmond Flying Squirrels. And so everything is all about nuts.
Bring the kids. And
yeah, exactly. The
nuts.
Subsection of the audience really enjoys. It's go nuts for reading, I think was the name of the program. And so if you read a certain number of books, you get a ticket, and you can then bring your family, and they have to buy, of course, general admission tickets, and everybody gets to come and have a great time at the Diamond. So we get to go and we get to walk on the field, which I've done with my daughter before, but she's excited to be walking on the field and to also see her friends. But my son didn't know what to expect. He's in kindergarten. This is his first time. Just a lot of firsts rolled up in one. So I'm like, okay, is he going to enjoy this? Are we going to do it again? Or is he going to be like my daughter and be like, okay, that was cool once. I'm just going to go home and read books. I don't need all this drama that surrounds it. So
I love the idea of going to a baseball game being drama. She's a middle school girl. She's the definition of drama.
Well, she is now, yes. But I mean, back then she was like, in second or third grade. So the drama is like, are my friends going to be there? Am I going to know them? This time she went and she was like, I don't want to go because none of my friends are going to be there. It's like, whatever. You don't hang out with friends anyways. So just your friends are Switch and laptop. So I know you're not bringing those. So get in the car. Come on, we're going. And so she walked on the field with me and my son and waved at my wife as we passed by her, and she waved at us, and we walked away around the field and then got filed to a side entrance where one woman is like standing literally like the guardian of the gate. She's standing up there behind a gate with a big chain on the door and a key that she clearly could use if she wanted to, but she did not get the go ahead. So there's just a bunch of people just piling up at this door. Like, they told us to come here. You need to open this door. And finally the right manager heard about this and came running with a different key, a master key. I don't know. And she immediately unlocks. It's like, what are you doing? These people need to get in. We have to, they're going this way. If you stop them, nothing happens. Like, nobody gets in the stadium. We don't have a game. Come on.
I think she's just a really diehard Squirrels fan and was going to send all you back onto the field to tackle the enemy.
That would have been something. I mean, there were people that started like revolting and were like, I mean, let's just go back the way we came. Let's go back on the field and just wait for them to open this. And I'm like, that's not the solution here. Please don't make this a us versus them situation, because there are so many more of us versus them. There's no way they can take us.
But they have baseball bats, Jason. What are you going to do? Hit them with your kid?
The players do, but they don't. They're down in the clubhouse while the game is getting ready to start. So they don't care. They're going to huddle down there, if anything. Lock the door. I'm like, nope, we're not coming out.
I would love it if this was the event that kicked off the second Civil War that we've been hearing so much about.
Yeah, the purge kicks off and they just lock in the clubhouse. It's like, we're good down here. We got some snacks. We got, TV. We're good. We'll just wait it out.
400 parents and children who were nuts about reading were murdered by the Democrats.
So we eventually got on the field, and we got off the field, and then we got back up to the stands. And having done this before, we knew, okay, as soon as we get to our seats, we find where they're at. Once we save those, I said, okay, I'll go back down and go to the concession stands and get the food. So go down there, no line, get there immediately, get there for like the audition for one lady who clearly has like never done this and is just looking for all the buttons on the thing. I'm like, you're going to have a bad night. Like, there are like 2,000 people coming behind me wanting exactly what you have behind you, and they're going to fight you if you don't get this under control. I didn't say that. I just, I was like, I'd say good luck. And I was like, I mean, I hope it goes better for you as the night goes on. She's like, oh, I'm sure it will. It always does. Got a lot of food. And I'm like, she started taking the order. She's like, okay, looking around like, I'm going to need something like put your food in. And I'm just like, that would be great if you have anything. And I'm looking around like, they don't have any like trays. They don't have anything official. What the heck is she going to give me? And she gives me a box that like paper towels come in or something. You can use this if you want. I'm like, absolutely. That's
what is she,
huge
Costco?
Box. No, it's what the stadium, they buy in bulk of everything. So it's just what she had laying around. So I was like, absolutely, I'll take that. And you know what? I'm going to bring it back. Like somebody else is going to need this probably more than me. I will bring it back to you. And she's like, okay, whatever. Thinking like, this liar, there's no way, but whatever. So I got all the food and brought to the family, and I'm coming up the stairs, and there's like, my wife gets bug eyes, just like, what the hell did he get? I was the first customer, so I got one of everything. So I gave them all the food, and as I said I would, Scout's honor, even though I ain't no scout, I took it back and said, here's your box back. And she said, oh, thank you so much. Like, you could clearly tell she was like, shit, he brought it back. Like, that may be the most shocking thing that happens to me tonight. And it was good. So wonderful. So I gave that back, felt good about myself. And I was like, all right, here we go. Going back to eat my food. So eventually, we ate the food. My daughter's complaining about something already. I didn't get the soft pretzel that she wanted. It's the only reason she came. I'm like, I'll get a soft pretzel later. Don't worry about it. And she's just losing it because I don't have my soft pretzel. How can I eat any of this? And I'm like, well, if you don't eat it, then you're going to go hungry. So whatever. So of course she ate some of it. And my next thing of note is I love my wife. If you're listening, honey, to this part, which Steve will probably make into a clip so I can show it to you specifically. I love you. You know that I am super embarrassed anytime you sing the harmony to any song that is being sung out loud in a crowd, in a setting, whatever, where other people are clearly just listening. In this case, it was the Star Spangled Banner, and it was being sung by, I think the oldest they were was maybe 8 or 9 children.
Okay, yeah.
Children were singing the Star Spangled Banner.
Lovely.
And she's singing along with it, and that's fine. She does that. There's other people singing along. I understand. It's the Star Spangled Banner. But we get to the the last note, or the second to last, I guess, second to last line.
Please tell me she said Chiefs. Please tell me she said Chiefs.
No, she did not say Chiefs. No, she's only experienced that once. She's not a true Chief. I guess what do the Chiefs fans call themselves? But no, she hits the it comes the land of the free, and it's a pretty high note. But if you go like, I guess like harmony soprano or whatever the hell the note is, it's super high. She feels the need to hit that note, even though nobody's asking her to, and the kids are singing. And I immediately looked down at her just like, seriously? While children are singing, you're going to do that? And she just smiles because she's like, haha, I knew it. You knew I had to do it.
I'm better than these kids.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you have to show up the kids who are down there and we can barely hear anyways.
Suck my baritone, Brittany.
So the song ends and I said, really? Did you have to do that? And then a woman who is actually one of our neighbors, she's sitting right behind her and she goes, I'm so glad you did. That was wonderful. I'm like, oh, shut up. You are not helping my case. And then another guy that was sitting in front of us who I don't know, he also looks back and he's just like, yeah, that was great. I was like, no.
We all think your husband's dumb and holding you back.
Exactly. Like, you don't know these people. They don't know you. I know you. Stop it.
I have to go home with you.
I should have followed that guy to the bathroom at one point and just been like, listen, you're not helping me. You're not helping yourself. You're just making the situation worse for everyone around you. Stop it.
You go up and you're like, what, you sleeping with my wife? And slam into the door.
That is one thing that I'm glad to say never had to happen. There were no trips to the bathroom.
Serious.
Plenty of drinks were consumed. My son pees every 15 minutes when he's at home. So that is a bonus. I was very happy to not have to go to the bathroom once. So we get further into the game, and pretty quickly they want more food. They want the specific food they want. And I'm just like, okay. So I'll go down and see what I can find, make a second trip down to the concessions and look around. And so I do, and I find some things, but obviously not the right things. And so I come back and everybody's just more angry with me. And it's like, okay, this is going really well. Really glad I came back. I'm going to go down there and watch the game with people who actually care. You guys just enjoy the food I brought you. Since I've already talked very long, and I'll probably talk a little bit more. I am curious, like, what is your ball game like?
Okay.
What was it like for you when you go?
So it's very, very different for me. We are not there to have food. We are there to enjoy sports. We eat before and we eat after. This is what happened. When my family did the similar thing, the first take my kid to the baseball game, or it was actually a hockey game. First time we went to a hockey game, I didn't tell him we could get snacks. I'm like, we have snacks at home. We brought some snacks in the car. He ate snacks in the car. He ate snacks in the car home. So he had snacks and he thought that was fine. And he actually really enjoyed watching the hockey. So I took him to several more games. Occasionally I'd get a snack if the game was a little slow or he had been especially good. I'd reward him with something. But that was never the point of going. And one time we went with his friend, and his friend's like, let's go get food. And we spent the entire first period of the hockey game in line for snacks. And my son's like, that's why we don't do that, Dad, huh? I'm like, yeah, I know. That's what I told you. Like, we missed so much hockey. I know. We're never bringing Jeff to a hockey game again. I know.
Jeff is out. We're agreed, right, son? Absolutely.
You don't even have to be friends with Jeff anymore if you don't want to. Screw that kid.
I deleted him from my phone. Way to go.
So
let's leave him here and not give him a ride home.
So, and now my son's huge into baseball. So like he wants to be there early. So he's very much there for the sport, and I love it. I don't mind getting snacks sometimes, but I'd rather not because they are very expensive. And at some point, you're just paying $5 for a red vine. And you're like, why am I paying $5 for a red vine? This is stupid. We get in, we engage with the sports, we cheer, we hoot, we holler, we have a great time. And sometimes we'll celebrate with a churro, but not always. Churros are a sometimes food.
Churro Monster is a sad monster.
Churro Monster could kick Cookie Monster's butt.
Me enjoy yummy churro, but only sometimes when, money is not so tight and...
When we've all been especially good and, it's been a hard, long day at school/work and you're like, you know what? The next 3 batters aren't going to do anything. We might as well go get churros.
Oh, me love churro, but, economy downturn and...
Me take one bite per batter. Make it last 3 innings.
My new favorite character we've come up with in a while is Churro Monster. Which is shockingly not racist. I didn't even go for Mexican monster, which,
I was, when I could tell, let me let you in behind the scenes here, folks. When Jason's about to do a voice, he gets a look. And he gets real excited. And I can tell, he's going to bust out a character. Okay, let's see where this goes. And this time I'm like, oh, crap. I set him up with an ethnic food. I should have said French fries. And even that, he'd probably be like, oh.
I mean, that would be fun. But you got to give me a chance sometimes. I might surprise you.
Yeah, you did great.
With that said, I'm going to wrap up my story. Because it does wrap up. It's a nice ending. So... It's the last time I'm going down to concessions. This is the one where I have to find everything that I've been tasked to find. If I don't find this, the game's going to be terrible for at least one person, if not the other. And the other is the one I really want to impress. I want my son to have a great time. So he comes back. The next time, we're not going to buy as much stuff. I'll tell him, we get one treat, so you got to make it a good one. And this was just to make the first trip to the ballpark like a knock your socks off. Oh my God, we got to go again situation. And so I set off. I see that the lines at all the concessions are still ridiculously long, even though there's so many people in the stands. I'm like, oh my gosh, you still have to wait 20 minutes to get to anything. So, okay, well, I'm going to look, and I need to find, I would like to find a Gatorade for my son. I would like to get cotton candy for him, and I would like to get the pretzel for my daughter. Those are the 3 things that I really want to find. So I look before I get in line. I look at this case, and I see 20 in there. I'm like, okay. Surely 20 people are not going to ask for pretzels by the time I get up there. Let's do this again. So I wait again, still got the cotton candy, and I wait in line, finally get up there. It's a different woman this time, with the other woman that helped me before standing behind her. I don't know if she got kicked off because she wasn't able to handle the pressure or what, but
I think she got promoted, and I think she's training now.
Sure, we'll say that. But she says, "Oh, back again. Oh, thanks for bringing back the box." I was like, "Sure, no problem." I was happy to. I knew somebody else would need it. So, what do you need? Oh, well, a pretzel, soft pretzel. And she's like, looks over there. Okay. Yeah. She goes to get that. And I was like, is there possible to get extra salt on it? She goes, "For you, absolutely." And I'm just like, yes. I brought the box back, and this is the thanks I get. I get extra salt on the pretzel. That's what I want. I look over there and I see blue Gatorade. Please give me one of those as well. All right. So I got the blue Gatorade. Anything. She brings me the pretzel. It is more salt than you need in the intake of your lifetime, but it is covered, and my daughter will be happy. So I got my salt covered pretzel. I got my cotton candy. I got my blue Gatorade, and I am grinning from ear to ear. I walk back up, and as I'm walking up, they see me and they're like, "Oh, hey, there's Dad." And then I hold up the stuff, and they just beam, like literally light bursting from their bodies. They're so excited. I'm just like, yes. And I'm just vindicated. Just so I want to do like a victory lap, but there's nowhere else to go. So I couldn't. So I just went up there and gave them all the food and handed them everything one by one. They're just like, "Oh, that's what I asked. Oh, there's just joy." And I was like, yes, we're going to end this night on a good note. And we did. And the game ended in, we left, I think the end of the 7th inning. They were up by 2. We did get to see a home run. So that actually saw 2 home runs, one from the other team, but one from the Squirrels as well. So that was good. And as we're in the car going home, kids want to listen to their Disney music. I'm like, that's fine. We don't do any other electronics. We're just going to bask in the glow on the way home. My son says, "Mommy, this is one of the best perfect days."
Aww.
Yes. I celebrated quietly to myself and said, yes, that's it. That's the good stuff. So we will be going back, and I'll report back if it's far more of a train wreck, because those are more fun. More fun for the listener, not for me.
Yeah. Of course. That's who you really care about.
Of course. And everything I do. The only person I care about is my family having fun. No? Can I turn this into a podcast? Sadly, no. Well, damn it. Nobody's having fun.
And this just sucks.
Yeah.
This is a bad day. So I need to ask more about the illicit affair your wife has with singing. Were there any other songs that, because you always got to have the other songs played at the stadium. Did she sing along with, I don't know, like, are there any particular songs that they always play to hype up the crowd or anything?
Well, they did "We Will Rock You."
Okay.
And we were the only they just did the boom, clap, boom, boom, clap, boom, clap. And my son's even heard it on his bus. So all 4 of us in the same family started singing it after they stopped the clapping. And it's like, they're going to bat now. Everybody be quiet. The 4 of us start going, "We will." Everybody looked at us just like, they stop, right?
No.
They don't stop for us. 3,
Siglers 4, don't stop.
Yeah. Can't stop, won't stop for the Siglers. So there was that. And, she did not harmonize on that. And then we sang, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." That one's, you could harmonize on it, I guess, if you really wanted to be an a-hole. But I think she just took that one straight. So that was fine. So no, that okay. I think was, that was all. And that's usually all it is. But it's just enough to be like, did you have to do that? And then again, with people backing her up, was like, do you have to do that? I'm trying to make a living here. Come on.
So super quick, singing along at the ball game thing. So a lot of baseball teams have started, and other sports teams have started playing Sweet Caroline in like an intermission. It was a big thing that the Red Sox started, and then it has slowly trivialized through all the sports. We were at a minor league hockey game with my dad, who is the most dyed-in-the-wool Yankees fan you will ever meet, who has never lived in New York. He just decided he was going to be a Yankees fan when he was a child, and he has stuck to it. This man is loyal. That's why my mom never worries about him leaving her. Because, if you're going to stick with his team, you'll stick with your wife.
Sure. Yep. One definitely means the other.
Yep. Trust me, there's no loyal sports fans at the divorce court. So we were in the stands, and they were playing Sweet Caroline, and everyone's, of course, singing along with the parts where you go, bum, 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 and so good, so good, so good. So me, my brother, my son are all just rocking out. We're going, so good, so good, so good. And we turned down and we looked at my dad, who was just standing there stone-faced, like the guardian of an ancient tomb, having no fun whatsoever. And we're like, Dad, what are you doing? You got to sing along. He's like, this is for Red Sox. And he just looked dead ahead. And we're like, do we feel bad now? Or no, we don't. Bah, bah, bah.
Oh, what he should have done is look stone-faced and actually like turned around. So he's facing all the people having a blast. Just making that face. Babe Ruth wouldn't approve. That's great. I love one person not having fun because of absolutely unnecessary loyalty. Nobody's got to tell the Yankees, you know. It's not like somebody's got Derek Jeter on speed dial. I was like, hey, you did not see this guy. Couldn't believe it. Yeah, it was him. No, yeah, I couldn't believe it either, but he was singing along.
We get into the parking lot, and all of a sudden it's Don Mattingly and Jorge Posada with baseball bats threatening him. It's like, you made a promise, sire.
Thank you for sticking with us for another episode of Then You Ruined It. You can find more of our nonsense on Twitter. I am at Idahobo, and Jason is at the Jason Sigler. We also do a webcomics review podcast called Digital Strips. Find us wherever you get your podcasts.